Jake Paul just got ripped apart by Mike Tyson after sharing new fight rules. Yep, you heard that right. This matchup has taken a new turn. The problem child thought he was slick when he announced his new fight rules. He probably thought he was outsmarting Tyson, but let me tell you, Iron Mike is not playing games. Tyson absolutely ripped him apart. The new rules? 15 rounds, shorter breaks, smaller gloves, and knockout only? That's a recipe for disaster for Jake. Tyson's basically saying, I'm gonna finish you and I don't care how long it takes. Jake's bravado is starting to look like desperation. He's trying to level the playing field, but it's clear who's really in control. Tyson is sending a message loud and clear. I'm coming for you and there's no escape. Let's break it down.
Different date, same fate. I'ma knock out Jake Paul.
Different date, same fate. I'ma knock out Jake Paul. Mike's not holding back the least when it comes to sending Jake brutal warnings about their upcoming heavyweight clash on November 15, 2024 at the AT&T Arena. Jake Paul is crumbling under the pressure. Tyson's response to the new fight rules was like a cold shower. The Iron Man basically laughed in Jake's face. 15 rounds, shorter breaks, smaller gloves, and knockout only, that's Tyson's world. He's fought countless rounds, endured grueling training regimens, and mastered the art of the knockout punch. Jake, on the other hand, is used to 3-minute rounds and a padded-up approach. The shorter breaks mean less time to recover, putting a premium on stamina and conditioning. Smaller gloves mean more power and an increased risk of injury. And a knockout-only rule? That's Tyson's specialty. Jake thought he was outsmarting Tyson, but he's actually played right into his opponent's hands. Tyson is a savage in the ring. He's a master of in-fight adjustments, capable of adapting to any situation. The extended rounds will allow him to exploit Jake's weaknesses, wearing him down with relentless pressure. The shorter breaks will prevent Jake from fully recovering between rounds, accelerating his fatigue. And the smaller gloves? Well, that's just icing on the cake for a puncher like Tyson. He's been in countless wars, and he knows how to survive and thrive in the trenches. Jake has no idea what he's gotten himself into. There's no escape for Jake Paul now. Tyson has him trapped in a cage of his own making. The new rules are designed to expose Jake's limitations and amplify Tyson's strengths. Jake's carefully constructed image is starting to crack, and the reality of the situation is sinking in. He's facing a true legend of the sport, a man who's been there, done that, and will stop at nothing to win. The countdown is on, and it's clear who the favorite is in this fight. Jake Paul is in full-on panic mode. Since Mike Tyson dropped those bombshell fight rules, the problem child has been losing it. Iron Mike is back, and he's not messing around. Jake's little game plan is crumbling. He thought he could outsmart the legend, but Tyson just called his bluff. This is a masterclass in psychological warfare. Mike's not just exposing Jake's inexperience, he's stripping away any advantage Jake thought he had. Jake, always loving the limelight, turned up the drama, trash-talking Tyson like there's no tomorrow. He's calling Tyson old, a sick chicken, and didn't even stop there. Jake dragged Tyson's daughter into the mess, the one who was not in the world. Mike's fed up with the whole influencer boxing scene, and he doesn't want a bunch of YouTube kids to take over the sport. Come on, influencer boxing is taking away the true beauty of boxing, and the legend has had enough. He's taken an oath to finish Jake Paul in the ring and put a stop to the rise of influencer boxing. The fight world is backing Iron Mike up. Everyone's sick of the problem child posing as a legitimate boxer, and that too only after going up against retired athletes. The only legit boxer he has ever fought was Tommy Fury, and look at how that turned out. There's no denying that Jake's got some serious punch power, but is it enough to put him in the same ring as Mike Tyson? Now let's talk about Jake Paul's secret weapon, his weight. The dude is walking around at like 220 pounds, and he's fighting guys who are barely breaking 190. It's like David and Goliath, but with way less drama and a lot more punching. His fight with Mike Perry was a prime example. Perry got dropped 3 times before the ref finally called it quits in the 6th round. Now, don't get me wrong, Jake's got power, but let's be real, that size difference was a huge factor. He was practically throwing bowling balls at Perry. Well, guess what, Jake? Mike Tyson ain't playing your game. The Iron Man is making sure there's a level playing field when they step into the ring. As Tyson himself said, I'm taking away your unfair advantage. Looks like someone's about to find out what it's like to fight without the weight class cushion. Jake's been living in a fantasy world thinking he could outsmart the boxing game, but Tyson is the ultimate chess master, and he's just checkmated Jake. Boxing pros have been warning this kid for months, telling him not to mess with the Iron Man. Well, he didn't listen, and now he's about to pay the price. This isn't just a fight anymore, it's a boxing execution. Jake Paul is about to become a cautionary tale for every wannabe boxer out there. Now let's rewind for a second. When Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson was initially announced in March, the whole fight world went ballistic. Come on one side we had Jake, a YouTuber who grew up on the Disney Channel, and on the other a boxing legend. Iron Mike with fists that could launch a rocket. Most folks thought it was a good old joke, but nope, Jake was as serious as a heart attack. Boxing experts, though, they were like, bruh, on a whole new level.
One thing he doesn't want to do is fight Mike.
No.
Yeah, he wants to fight Mike, I think.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't give a if he's 55. That's still Mike Tyson.
Mike's in good shape, too.
Oh, my God.
Mike trains every day.
He trains.
But let's be honest here. Mike Tyson is 58 years old. We're talking about a legend nearing his 60s going up against a 27-year-old boxer in the prime of his life. The age gap here is huge, and you can't just brush it off. Sure, Mike's still got those muscles, but let's face it, Father Time is undefeated. Is Jake Paul challenging a 58-year-old Iron Mike? It's a low blow for the YouTuber-turned-boxer. You can't expect someone to step into the ring more than 30 years past their prime and still be the same threat they once were. Jake must have been dreaming if he thought this was a fair matchup. Boxing experts are calling him out, saying, Jake, come on, show some respect. Especially for legends who could still put you to sleep with one punch. Meanwhile, Jake Paul's ego is through the roof. After knocking out Mike Perry, he's acting like he's the new king of the ring. He's strutting around like he just took down Muhammad Ali or something. But let's get real for a second. This guy is living in a fantasy land. The boxing community is having a good laugh at his expense. Beating someone who's not a real boxer doesn't suddenly make you a top contender. It's like winning a gold medal at the Special Olympics. Sure, it feels good, but it doesn't mean you're ready to compete with the best of the best. Jake's riding high on his own hype, but he's got a long way to go before he's taken seriously in the boxing world.
Day 2, we're getting ready for you. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, it's crystal clear that Tyson isn't planning to take it easy on Paul. Mike Tyson doesn't care that Paul's just a YouTuber turned boxer. He's out to prove a point. He's made it his mission to knock Jake out cold. And the entire boxing community is rooting for him. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul is shaping up to be one of the biggest fights of 2024. And you know it's huge when even Netflix is jumping in on the action. But wait, there's more. This isn't just about Jake taking on weaker opponents. The guy is as green as they come in pro boxing. Let's keep it real for a moment. Jake Paul, with all due respect, stumbled into the boxing world from YouTube. Sure, he packs a punch, but boxing isn't just about power. It's about strategy, footwork, defense, and a whole lot more. Things Jake still has a lot to learn. On the other hand, Tyson is a walking boxing encyclopedia. He's faced off against guys bigger, stronger, and faster than Jake. He's been knocked down, written off, and still managed to come back swinging. That kind of experience is irreplaceable. It's like comparing a high school athlete to a seasoned NFL veteran. Jake's got some raw talent, but Tyson's got the knowledge and experience. And we can't ignore the importance of ring IQ. That's the ability to read your opponent, anticipate their moves, and make split-second decisions. Jake, let's just say he's still in the learning phase. Tyson, however, is a master of the game. He can analyze an opponent's style in moments, find their weaknesses, set up his shots, and close the deal. Jake's stepping into deep waters, way over his head. It's like expecting a fish to climb a tree. What did you think was going to happen? Tyson has decades of experience compared to Jake's brief stint in the ring. Naturally, Tyson will have the upper hand and fully exploit any weaknesses Jake has. Things aren't looking good for Paul, and he needs to up his game if he wants to stand a chance against the boxing legend. Yeah, the former Disney star can't just turn to dirty tactics to come out on top. This is about to be his biggest challenge in the ring yet, and fighting Mike Tyson is about as real as it gets. So there you go, Fight World, that's all I have for you today. What do you think about Jake being ripped apart by Mike Tyson's new fight rules? Fill in the comment section with your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more boxing news. See you in the next video.